mean, you must be very proud of the way your team fought, given the circumstances with DeMar and everything.
Well, DeMar, Corey's sick, DeMar's sick. Those guys had flu-like symptoms before the game started. We knew that going in. I'm proud of the way they fought through it. Kalo picked up the slack and, found a way through a lot of obstacles, And, guys were able to fight through it.
What does it say about Kyle's ability as a leader to take that game on his own very much?
Well, he knew that it was on his back. Everybody, nobody was having a great game, so to speak. He was trying to find matchups defensively, somebody to guard LeBron who was a handful. And then they went with him at the 4, so he's trying to manage with that. So it put us in a situation that one consistent was Kyle, and on both ends of the floor, he did an excellent job of leading the team, finished the game out, especially with those guys feeling rough.
You talked before the season about you wanting your team to be able to handle when teams are physical with them. How do you think they did?
Well, I thought we handled the physicality. We got to get, consistency on both ends, and I want to save my money, but I thought they handled it well.
Coach, you weren't going to put much extra on this game, but now that it's over, it must be very pleasing.
No, again, this is one game. If we come back and stub our toe Sunday night, what does it mean? Nothing. 0. It's 1 of 82. And I said it before, they're a great team, they're a good team, but again, we got to come back and rev it back up again and develop winning habits, and that's doing it every night. And that's what we're trying to develop here. I've had a million games like that. And then what do you do the next game? And then now you guys are writing, oh, they're relaxed. Okay, but again, that's why you don't put all your eggs in that one basket for one night, because you got a lot of games still, a lot of basketball still to be played. And my job and our coaching staff's job is to make sure we're consistent with our emotions, with our approach, everything else.
What are your impressions of the effort that Pat gave you tonight, particularly on?
He did a good job. Pat is learning. He's learning to guard those positions. The power threes, I thought he did a decent job against Carmelo, and now tonight with James. And then we got to have that, because until you get the other extra body back in Carroll, he and James Johnson have to really man that position. You got a lot of guys at that spot, a lot of guys in that league at that big, bulky power 3 position that can handle the ball, run pick and rolls. And Pat is learning to do that. I mean, T. Ross tried, DeMar tried, but just physically, LeBron's a handful. So Pat did a good job.
Dwane, what did you think of the minutes that Terrence gave you tonight?
They're good. It was hard to get him in because of the matchups offensively. Once we just knew DeMar didn't have anything in the tank, we had to get he and Corey in. But Corey was doing such a good job on Irvin and Dellavedova. It was hard to find spots for T. Ross, but down the stretch he found, we ran a couple of sets for him. He got a good look, so he did a good job offensively. Defensively, we put Corey back in down the stretch and did a good job.
Those obstacles you talked about, I know you don't want to spend your money, but was there anything beyond that and the sickness?
Well, the sickness. I think the sickness, and, we got to get a feel for how they're calling, in those situations. So, again, it's a tough game to officiate, but I thought our guys fought through a lot tonight.
Have you seen Kyle play a better game since?
I thought that was one of his all-around good, solid games. Offensively, coming off reading the pick-and-roll situations, finding the roll man, understanding where his shot is. Defensively, I thought he did a good job of cracking down, getting into the bigs. They were killing us early with their roll guy, and, Thompson so long, and what's his name? Mozgov is so long that, when he's in there, it's like a gnat on an elephant with different things on his mind. So, it's tough when you're in there with that big guy rolling down. But Kyle found a way to get in there and get a couple of steals and, did a good job. You like that, huh, Josh? Okay. Josh, the only guy that got it.
Coach, you guys trailed for most of the game. You had about 3 leads. How are you able
Yeah,
to
well, every time out I was talking about, let's stay in it, stay committed, stay in it, stay focused, keep grinding. This is a grinded out game. With all the stuff that was going on, the sickness and foul trouble and all that stuff, just keep grinding. Our guys did. They stuck with it. It wasn't pretty, but they grinded it out and found a way. And there's going to be nights like that. It's not going to be pretty, and that's why this team is growing into that type of team. And You know, that was the only way we could because we weren't definitely stopping him. You know, but again, it wasn't like, you know, we were right there. It wasn't like it was a ocean that we had to go through. Still one of 82. Still one of 82. Because we come back Sunday, Michael, you're going to be writing an article. Oh, they let down. They let down Sunday night after the game, so it's got to be one of 82.
I hadn't thought about that.
Okay, I know. I'm waiting for you and Eric. Eric's back in the fold, so he's both of you. So.
Was there any other thing than Kyle getting that shot with 3 seconds to go? You run a clock down for him?
We had to. We had some actions that JV and Pat were going to do on the sides for our shooters in case Kyle got in there, got stuck, but he didn't have to get to that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.